changing our world through storytelling. Positive in the negative. Whoever thought that Osabu Osabutey would come this far in life? The mention of his name was met with a thunderous applause. He stood up and walked majestically onto the stage. The President of the Republic stood up in his honor. If this was a dream, he never wanted to wake up. The Master of Ceremony read the citation on the plaque, and as the Secretary General of the United Nations adorned him with the sash, that was when he confirmed that whatever that was happening was indeed real. Osabu Osabutey had been adjudged the Global Youth Award winner. He stood in front of the podium and took the microphone and said, "The power of imagination is the foundation of success. At age 7, I returned from school one day to find all our belongings thrown out. My father's boss accused my father of stealing his money. My father told him he was innocent and pleaded with him to allow us to stay, but all that fell on deaf ears. It rained heavily that night. We managed a shelter nearby. The next morning, my parents went in search of a place, but found none. It took about a week for my father to find an uncompleted building for us to stay. We were ejected after 2 weeks. The owner of the building was told by my father's former employer that my father could not be trusted and that he could even sell the property without his knowledge. My mother decided to go back to her hometown with my younger sister, but I stayed with my father. Life at that point was tough. I dropped out of school. One day, as I walked in the neighborhood, I found an abandoned hut, and on that compound were tons of metal tins. I went there, took some of the tins, and molded a coal pot out of it. I later suggested to my father if we could sleep there since it was vacant. I was tired of sleeping in the cold. My father welcomed the idea. The mere sight of the empty tins and metals made me happy. I molded a lot of items out of them. As I sat in front of the hut one afternoon, I imagined building a presidential jet with the materials around me. Whatever I made out of the empty tins, my father sent them to the Abubloshi market to sell. At least we got something to buy food. I molded miniature planes, jets, and ships, but made it more attractive with its finishing. I decided to begin my dream in phases. It took me 3 years to put this presidential jet together. It caught the attention of many. I went in search of bamboo to beautify the interior. On one sunny Friday, 2 Air Force men in an SUV spotted my project and reversed. They got down and came to me. I was then fixing the ties. They admired it and asked to see the inside of the jet. They were highly impressed and asked where I lived. In that hut, I told them. They turned to look at each other. I just imagined the thoughts that ran through their minds. They promised to visit again. 3 days after, they came with their commander and other officers. They asked lots of questions. As soon as they left, a group of journalists came by with their cameras, took shots, and before I knew, Osabu Osabutey's project had become the talk of the town. I tried flying the jet 18 different times without success. After each failed attempt, there was some improvement. On the 19th attempt, I found myself in the sky. The Air Force assisted to get it to where it is today. Ladies and gentlemen, it was in the face of our ejection that I realized my dream. We despair in the face of challenges. If my father's former employer had not ejected us, I may not have realized this beautiful dream. In every negative situation, there is a positive in there. Do not allow the pain of unfortunate situations take everything away from you. It is only in the darkness that you can see the stars. All our dreams can come true when we have the courage to pursue them. What an amazing story. The audience were up on their feet and the applause was something else. He thanked his father for his help and the Air Force for their immense contribution in bringing him to light. My dear friends, every negative situation has a positive bit. Open your eyes to see the good in the bad. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your comments are also appreciated. A story a day, changing our world through storytelling.